Once again, I am so sorry. Good morning. My name is Dwayne Myers, and first of all, I'm just gonna keep this simple today. Keep this brief. We're having like too much things going on at once, and I can't seem to figure a way to manage all this stuff at once. It's kind of like driving me nuts, to be very honest with you. But nevertheless, this is Thursday, August the 3rd. It's 7:10 a.m. here in Florida. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope you're having a better morning than I am, to be very honest with you. Yeah, there's just too much. I'm trying to monitor all this stuff at once, and it's kind of like just a big old nag, especially with 2 screens and 2 streams and all that stuff. Nevertheless, let's just get cracking on this. Today we're gonna finish what we started yesterday, which is how to choose the right objectives for your Facebook ads. Yesterday we covered the first 5 objectives, and today we're just gonna go ahead and finish up with the next 5. It's not a bad deal. It's pretty simple. I'll tell you, like I was telling you yesterday. When I first started, it was really once again, I'm doing like a bunch of things at once. Not for my purpose. Is just I'm trying to make sure I'm paying attention to you, and all this stuff is just like 10 million times paying attention. Anyhow, so real quick, yesterday, like I said, when I was starting, it was really difficult to basically not difficult, but it was hard to understand like what really was going on, and or what the purpose of the Facebook objectives were. It's not that it was difficult, it was just like overwhelming just a little bit, because and this was I'll say a couple years ago. It was overwhelming primarily because the when you first try to create an ad, and I'll show you on the screen real quick, it'll say like you'd think it would go in and say, hey, just create an ad or something like that, and I'm going to flip over the screen, and that's why we're having so much difficulties with this thing. Is like I'm trying to show you my screen, I'm trying to zoom, I'm trying to make sure I'm paying attention to give you the best experiences possible, but it's just too much. And I think after today we're gonna just keep this really simple. This is supposed to be like 20 minutes tip, and I'm trying to give as much information as possible, but it's just like really overwhelming with all the other stuff that you have to pay attention while paying attention to the camera at the same time. So anyhow, let me switch over the screen real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, let's get this cracking. So when you first get to this screen right here, let me see if I can zoom without it causing a problem. All right, when you first get to this screen, hopefully you can see it. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, good. It's not too bad. When you first get to that screen right there, basically it says what is your marketing objective, and to be honest with you, it's not, there's so many. There's like 10 different options. So yesterday we started with the awareness column. We did brand awareness, we did reach, we did consideration column, and we started with traffic, and then after traffic we went down to engagement. And like I was saying, with engagement is primarily for to increase your posts, shares, your likes, it's the comments on it, even reactions. That's primarily what it's used for. But like I stated in the beginning when I was first doing this, is like a lot of a lot of the objectives here, some of them intermingle or can be used for multiple different things or reason or whatever. So you don't have to feel like that's all it's used for or anything like that. Like traffic and traffic, this one, hope you're seeing my screen. Traffic and conversion is pretty much the same, and we're going to cover those today. Video views and engagement, you can twist these things to work in different scenarios, is my point. So don't feel they're probably, and this is my honest opinion, they're probably designed specifically for like a particular objective, which is great, but for the most part, it can be twisted for other purposes, which is what we mentioned yesterday. Real quick though, let me not get off track and stay. On track for this. So today we're gonna start off right here at video views. As obviously as the name suggests, because they're pretty transparent with the name. Video views is primarily used to increase your video views. You can use it with or without a button, which is a call to action. So you can say watch more, visit my website, that kind of thing. You can say go to my store or something like that, and I think you can customize that button. The link can be used for any website URL. The video quality has to be 720. Let me slow down a little bit. Hope you're having a great day. The video views can be used. The video resolution has to be 720p or better. For Facebook ads, the video cannot be any less than. Can be up to 120 minutes, and for Instagram ads, it can be up to 60 seconds. Let me just be as straight as possible. You can upload an MP4 file or a .mov file, and that's primarily what video views for, is to increase your video views. You can even add like I said, I think I said it before, you can have a watch more. But yes, video views, you can add a link, just like with traffic, you can add a link, just like with almost all of these, you can add a link of some sort to get to your website or your page or whatever. Let's go down to lead generation. No, lead generation. Let me give you the cliff note on this, as some would say. If you want to collect leads, lead generation is the one that you would primarily want to use, let me give you as much as I can. Lead generation is probably the one that you want to use. You can have a subscribe, you can have apply now, you can have a get quote, you can use just about any kind of call to action with this. Those are primarily the call to action buttons that are available. There's a reason why I'm going slow with this one. It actually is one of my favorite ad formats. The reason being is because it's simple to use. First of all, there's a few more extra steps than you would normally use with any other type of ad. So it's complicated. It's a little more complicated than usual, but it's not hard. You can figure it out if you haven't done one in 5 minutes. So it's not difficult at all. There's just a few extra steps. It's one of my favorite because lead generation basically takes the step out of you having to drive traffic to a website or landing page, and presents them with a form right there on Facebook, on their phone or on their desktop, with the information that you're asking for, which is primarily your email address already pre-filled. So the plus side to using lead generation ad type is basically the email address that they provide more than likely is like the correct email address. It's the email address that they use to register with Facebook. Unlike if you send them to a squeeze page, landing page, or website, then they can give you any email address, or they would have to type the email address out, or they can give you a fictitious email address. So it kind of limits. That's one reason. I'm gonna dig deep into this one. So it kind of limits the error factor, or the fact that you can you get a bounce email, which we all want good emails. So lead generation, I love that, for that, to be honest with you. If you're starting out with email, creating an email list, and this is the first time you're doing a Facebook ad or anything like that, I would say go ahead and get, and like I said, the purpose is to get subscribers. I would say go ahead and use lead generation ad. It's 10 times more easier to use than this one right here, which is the traffic traffic ad type. Here's the kicker in my opinion. Like, all this stuff is my opinion. I tend to have a decent opinion. The kicker on lead generation ad, and I'm gonna run an experiment. I've been saying this, but I'm gonna complete it because I have to do it today anyhow, and I'm gonna tell you the outcome. The kicker, in my opinion, on lead generation ad, even though it's the easiest, is with traffic ad, which is this one right here. I would think, in my personal professional opinion, you get better quality leads. The downside is you get lower conversion. Because this is so easy for people to fill out. Basically, people just click it and their information is already there, and you don't have to really tell them as much as you would with a traffic. So basically, everybody and their grandma just fills out your lead. So if you're new to Facebook ads and you want to build your list or whatever, this one is the one that I would get started with. It's super easy to collect leads with this one. The question is quality over quantity. There's a test that I want to run and I'm going to share the results with you to show you, because I want to dig deeper with this one in terms of quality. And I know for those who have done ads before using this, you're like, why is the quality? It's not bad quality, trust me, it really isn't. And I'm being honest, it really isn't. The thing about this one though is that you can give them way more information. You can give them the whole kitchen sink, which is my point. You can tell them about your program, about your benefits, the whole 9 yards, and the person that fills this one out from a landing page will be, I would think, in my professional opinion, a more quality lead. Trust me, it's all about how you do it. Because if you target, like, man, I'm going on a rant with this one, with lead generation. Because with lead generation, if your targeting is off, then yes, you're going to get crappy leads. But if your targeting is really on, then I imagine that you'd get really good quality leads. The long story short, this is my 2 cents on it, and then I'll shut up. If you're just starting out, and I would say go with lead generation. If you're, the more and more experience you get, use traffic to generate leads. I like both of them for the reasons that I just told you. This eliminates that. Oh my goodness, here's another. Eliminates that. Oh my goodness, here's another thing. This eliminates the need to have a proper conversion on your website, which is a big plus. Because over here on traffic to your site, when you send them to your site, now here's a kicker, which is a great, it's 6 on one, half dozen the next one. You want your conversion to be no less than about 30% for it to be effective. So I would, if you're just starting out, start with this one. I would recommend for email marketing, and then switch to traffic as you get better and better, and you'll see the difference in just how they operate. But yeah, this one is one of my all-time favorite, just to keep this short, and there's more stuff we can talk about. Real quick, with lead generation ads, you can ask a simple email, and it can be just simply asking them just for an email, and you can say nothing else. You don't have to ask them for their name, which if you're just starting out, I would recommend that. People will be like, why wouldn't you want to ask for your name? Trust me, once you're doing lead generation and you're just starting out, it's best, if you're a newbie to this, it's best to just keep it simple at the very first time. Ask them for their name, don't ask them for anything. Once you see the results from that, once you see the conversion from that, then you can say, hey, let me start asking them for their blood type and the type of cereal they want to eat or something like that. Because the thing about forms is that the more questions you ask is the less likely that the candidates, the registrant, the subscriber will want to fill out. So that's my take on lead generation ad, and there's more I can tell you about this. That's super slick. I'll tell you real quick. I'll tell you real quick. There's a thing called, caveat. There's always caveat. There's a thing called, and I learned this from Russell Brunson. It's called a curiosity opt-in. If you want to quickly get opt-ins to your site from this, and you want to hit about 20-25% on the conversion, if you did like a curiosity opt-in is like this, a simple form with just an email and say subscribe, register, apply now, and just say something like what do you call it? Okay, like for example in the losing weight, and this is the example he gave, or let me say Facebook marketing. This one is really simple. Don't steal my ideas. Yes, you can. You said something like, do you want to learn Facebook marketing without spending a lot of time and money? People just like and fill out the forms, and you can easily hit about 20. The lowest I've seen conversion on that is about 15% on a bad day, but you can average overall about 20%, and on a 20 to 25% you can average just by a headline on that, just with an headline like that, and with a simple email field. So yeah, that was my rant on traffic, ad objective, on lead generation objective. I really appreciate you listening. Like I said, today we had a little hiccup with this machine. I think tomorrow and the rest of the time we're just gonna stream from one place. It's just too much. I'm trying to focus. Thanks for the like. I'm trying to focus too much and trying to zoom here and trying to make sure this is actually zoom here and trying to make sure this is actually working. And we have two screens right here and blah blah blah. And it's just hot mess, as they would call it. So we're probably just gonna keep this super simple, stream from one location and have one screen, and pray that we go well tomorrow. Real quick, so with conversions now, in the conversion columns, this conversion objective, basically here's the deal with this. Conversion objective is primarily for sending traffic to your site, but you have a Facebook pixel installed. Depending on the type of pixel that you have installed on your website, basically Facebook optimizes to get the best results. But essentially, the conversion, which is this one, you can see my screen. Hopefully you can see my screen. Conversion is essentially the same thing as this one. The difference is the tracking. Product catalog. Here's the deal about product catalog. And real quick, if you want to learn more information, just jump onto my blog, today's blog post. I wrote about these things. Product catalog. Okay, here's the deal. This one took me a long time to really figure it out. But product catalog, to be honest with you, I like it. I wouldn't start with that to begin with. I wouldn't start with that to begin with. If it's my first time. Product catalog is primarily for, let's say you created a bunch of products, and yes, it's in a catalog within Facebook. Then you create an ad for this product for people to click on. People can click on, see the product name, the description, attributes about it, the price, click to go to your website. Product catalog is used alongside, also with a Facebook pixel. And if you don't know what Facebook pixel is basically a way of Facebook. I'll give you the layman definition, not layman definition, but a layman explanation. A pixel is basically a way of tracking. So in the case of email marketing, when you send an email like from Constant Contact or from MailChimp or from wherever, all the email platforms have the same feature, or with Facebook or with any kind of custom tracking. Once the person gets to your website, it fires a trigger, which is a pixel, which is a one pixel by one pixel image that it pulls up, and the company that you're using for your email marketing or for your custom tracking or for Facebook purposes, they recognize that this image was loaded. So that's how they track your movement, and it's similar to a cookie, but it's not like that complicated. It's just an image. So that's what a pixel is. You install the pixel on your website. It really takes a few minutes. It's not difficult at all. And basically Facebook can track your customers, your audience activities, and what pages they're visiting, whether they purchase something, and so on and so forth. Behind the scenes, Facebook uses the pixel to track a lot more information, which is good for us marketers, you, myself. It's like they use it to, you know, that whole Big Brother thing, you know, like how Google dominates this whole website deal. So basically, I know this is on a rant, but hopefully you'll find it helpful. But because like with Google tracking, the UA tracking, which is Google Analytics, basically everybody and their grandma needs a Google Analytics account, and we'll talk about that another time. So if you have a billion Google Analytics billion websites running Google Analytics, what happens is Google not only gives you that data, but they have the data to use for their own sake. So Facebook does the same thing. They use the data. You put the pixel on your website with a billion other marketers and website owners, and Facebook have this gigantic collection of data that they can use to basically optimize your ad for your users to get better results. So that's my long story short on the pixels and how they operate. And it's really easy, like I said, to install. So just check it out. It'll probably take you like five minutes. First time might take a little Googling and reading. I'll cover something on that in a little bit. So basically, yeah, product catalogs was one of those weird things, but I find it useful. I would, if you're new to Facebook marketing or any kind of digital marketing, I wouldn't start with product catalog sales, only because it's not because it's difficult. It's only because it's not because it's difficult. But because you want to master everything about. I want to call it the basics before you get to the part of putting your products online for sale, which basically for cold traffic, it's not an easy thing. So it's really cool that you can do that. You can put up the whole catalog of products. You can have a ton load of products, and Facebook optimizes it for your users. And like I said, they track your add to carts, they track the purchases, and they optimizes your ad for your audience so you can get the best result. But like I said, if you're starting out, probably want to hold off on this bad boy just for a little bit. Store visits real quick. Store visits, oh my goodness, my tongue. Oh, good morning, Lord of mercy. Visits is basically a way for you to have signups and claims, and just to basically that have people visit your store, your brick and mortar store or your local event. Wow, we actually got through that. I really appreciate you listening. I am sorry for all the hiccups this morning. I hope you find the video useful. Like I said, my name is Dwayne Myers. I work for a design marketing agency locally here in Florida, and this is what I do 9 to 5. And these are my tips for this morning. I hope you find. If you're viewing this from the channel, please join our group. It's free. Join our Facebook group below. It's about the digital marketing and everything about internet marketing. Ask your questions. I'll be glad to help you for free. So, yep, post your questions. Hope you have a beautiful day. So, yep, post your questions. Hope you have a beautiful day. It's Thursday. We have one more day to go. All right. Have a good day, and God bless.